person, and my special guest today has a creative center here in Charlotte. Now, I know you're wondering, what exactly is that? Well, I'm going to let her explain all that to you and more. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, Marina, before we start talking about your center, tell me a little bit about who you are, because I bet my guests don't know anything about you.
Okay. Well, first, I'd like to thank you for having me on your show to talk about the Nzinga Creative Arts Center. My name is Marina, and I have been in Charlotte for about 14 years now. But it's almost like coming back home because my family is from Richburg, the Lancaster area. So this is like coming back home for me. I came from New York and came back to Charlotte because I wanted to be in the South with some warmer weather. And currently, just to fast forward, I work as a third grade teacher at Bruns Academy. Shout out to Bruns Academy. And I have 3 children.
So, your center is called what again?
My center is called the Nzinga Creative Arts Center. Yes.
So, Nzinga, how did you come up with that name? Does it have a special meaning?
It does. Nzinga is a queen. She's an African queen. And she has the historic, I guess I should say, the historic phenomenon of being one of the few African queens who was responsible for keeping the Portuguese from invading her country, Angola, and she fought up until the age of 82 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I thought it would be an honor to name my center after such a strong woman.
So when did you start this center?
The center probably has been with me for a while because I'm a creative person. I write poetry, and so I've always wanted to have a space where people could come and let their creative energies flow. And so I'd say about 7 years ago, I came up with the idea of creating my own center, and I was at the Latiba Collard Green Museum. Do you know about the Latiba Collard Green Museum?
Unfortunately,
yes,
it's not there anymore.
Yes, that is correct. Well, there used to be a Noda, and I had a space in there called the Peace and Serenity Garden Room, and I actually started Nzinga there.
That is great.
Yes.
So, a creative arts center, what exactly do you do there?
What we do is, like I said, we provide a space for people to let their creative energies flow. I think sometimes we don't realize how creative we are. Everybody can't sing and everybody can't play an instrument, but I see creativity in so many different ways. It's not always instrumental, or it's not always in the arts. It may be, like for instance, we have a lot of children who can create their own ideas. Like we have one young man that wanted to create his own race car and his own sneaker, his own shoe line. So we just provide a space for people to let whatever creative energies you have to let them out.
That is a really good thing.
Thank you.
You had mentioned children. Do you have any special programs just for children?
We do. We have a program called, let me make sure I get this right. From teens to queens. And it is for young girls between the age of 12 and 17. And what we do is we work with them in building their self-esteem and their self-confidence and letting them know who they are as young girls and as African American girls. So we build their confidence, we teach them money management, we just teach them how to take care of their bodies and just give them any information that we can about being young women.
What are some other programs you have for our children?
We also have tutoring. We provide tutoring for them. Like I said, we have a money management class, and that's everything from the beginning of money, the bartering system, all the way up to philanthropy. So we take them through tax returns. We teach them about the minimum wage. We teach them how to fill out a tax return from A to Z.
Wow, that is great.
Yes.
Let's take a short break, Marina.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk some more about some of your other programs.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Wow,
I'm a mommy. I love kids. I'm responsible, loving, nurturing. Ow! Just don't break anything! Play nice! No, don't touch that!
Aren't you going to do something?
I could use a little compassion. Stop! Being a parent's a lot of work.
You don't have to be perfect
Where's Mommy?
to be a perfect parent.
Here I am.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Hi, and welcome back to Betty. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Marina, and we're talking about her Creative Arts Center. And she's given us a name several times, but I am so afraid to say it. It's called the what?
Nzinga Creative Arts Center.
Okay. Now, before we went on break, we talked about the programs that you have for little kids. Do you have anything for teenagers or young adults?
Well, the teenage program is also included in the part that I talked about earlier. But for teens specifically, we like to focus on their self-esteem. That's one. Although we teach them public speaking, we debate club, book club. One of the areas that we like to focus on with them is just building their self-esteem and letting them know that they can make positive choices. They can lead by exemplifying positive choices as opposed to negative choices. Yes.
So what do you offer for adults?
For adults, we have computer classes. Now, we got a donation of computers. We got 5 computers from ITT. And so we teach them the basics of computer just to get them acclimated and comfortable with using the computer, the lingo, that's used in the computers, and then how to do PowerPoint presentations, how to get into Microsoft Word and use the basic programs, Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word.
You know, that is a good thing because especially with everybody having a computer in their homes, sometimes you have some adults that miss that or it wasn't part of their job. But
that's right.
We all still need to know the basics.
That's right.
What are some other things you do with adults?
We have exercise classes, and those are everywhere from basic exercise classes all the way up to advanced exercise classes.
You know, I went on your website before the show.
Okay.
And I saw that you offer hula hoop.
Oh my goodness.
My God.
I love hula hoop. Hula hoop is one of the best exercises. People don't realize it trims your waist. It's aerobics. I can hula hoop probably for about an hour without stopping. So it's a good way to get some exercise, some cardio, get some movement in. So I'd love for you to come and join our hula hoop class.
God. I have no rhythm at all.
Oh, you'll find it. It always comes back. That's what everybody says. They start off saying, there's no way I can do this. But the little girl in us finds that rhythm again. Yes.
Do your little kids do the hula hoop class too?
They do.
Oh, my God.
And they love it. They love it. Yes.
Something so simple, huh?
Exactly. So, and we go to the gym and we spend hundreds of dollars, and all you have to do is go to Walmart and buy a $5 hula hoop. Get all the exercise you need.
I understand there's something else you have for the adults that you haven't mentioned yet called the Chocolate Lounge. What exactly is that?
The Chocolate Lounge is probably one of my favorite components of the Nzinga Creative Arts Center, because what it is it's an opportunity, and I always say the Chocolate Lounge is not a place, it's a mindset. It's a place where we as adults come together and we discuss every topic. And when I say every topic, I mean every topic.
Like, for example?
For example, we've talked about affairs and relationships. We had a panel of men, and we as women, there was an audience of just women, and we talked to the men. We asked them why, not just men, but why do we as men and women, why do they think we cheat? And that was such an interesting forum that we did it twice.
Wow.
Yes.
What were some of the things that come from that discussion?
One of the things which I was really surprised, I guess I should not have been, but one of the things that the men said is that we as women sometimes get comfortable, and the attention that we pay to them when we first met, it starts to wane, and so they just go out seeking the attention from someone else. And we always say, well, she's not as pretty as I am, but they always say it's not about that. It's just the attention aspect of it that they miss, that they're craving when they go out and seek companionship from someone else.
What were some other topics? I have a feeling this could get kind of hot.
Okay, let's see how I can say that. We talked about some adult things that adults can enjoy in their relationships. I don't want to go too far into that. We also talked about self-esteem. As Black women. We talked about how we could build our self-esteem, and that was a forum with just women. We talked about ancient Egyptian history. We watched Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. That was another good forum. So whatever it was, we talked about. We talk about it.
That sounds really interesting.
Yes, yes.
I really like what you're doing at your center, and it sounds like it would be a place that would be warm and inviting, and a place where you could have a spot to be just quiet. Do you find that people come to your center in order to find that quiet space where they can create things?
That's so interesting that you say that, because one of the things that came out of the center was a meditation class. We started a meditation class because we found that some people would just come, and there was nothing in particular that they wanted. They just wanted to come and hang out in the space because we had created such a comfortable, warm, inviting space. So we started a meditation class, and that was, I guess that was a way for people to come just to find a quiet space, to clear your mind or whatever. I don't really know, why a lot of people came, but I guess it was because they felt that comfortability that they could come and just kind of hang out.
Do you offer yoga as one of your exercise classes there?
We have not offered yoga. There are a number of places in Charlotte that have yoga, and I didn't want to compete with those. So I wanted to send people to those classes because I know of people that do some yoga classes and they're skilled in it, and so I didn't want to take that business away from them. So if someone's interested in yoga, I could definitely recommend some places they could go.
With that said, let's take a short break. When we come back, I have some more questions for you.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, chocolate.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to A Better You. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Marina. We're talking about her wonderful creative arts centers. Much more than that.
Yes.
Sounds like you offer so many services for people as an outlet to get away from their home. I did not notice you had a quiet room, well, meditation lounge. But I can sense just from sitting here with you that you would have a space like that in your center.
Thank you.
So, man, we've talked about all the things that you're doing there.
Yes.
How do you do it? Surely you don't do it by yourself.
No, I don't. I have a wonderful staff of volunteers. It's a small number of us, but they're committed. They're not compensated. I'm not compensated. We do it because we love what we do. We love helping people. And so our volunteers are people from the community that look like you and I, who want to come in and offer any services that they have. For instance, we have someone that's a veterinarian, and she'll come in and talk to the young people about getting started in vet school, what that means. I have a friend that has AIDS, and she's come in twice to talk to the young people about abstinence and about choices. I have a friend that's in a wheelchair, and he got shot when he was hanging out in the street, and he came in and he taught, and I mean, this young man really kept it real. The children were very engaged listening to his story because he didn't cut any corners. He talked about the choices that you make can sometimes have consequences, and so his life. So yes, our volunteers are not compensated and not paid. We do background checks on all of our volunteers because we're working with children, and we pay for those. But if anyone's interested in coming in and offering their services, they can contact me, and I'll be happy to talk to them about that.
So if someone wanted to contact you, how would they reach you?
They can reach me via my phone number. Give that out. Okay, it's 704-796-4476. Or they can reach me at my email, which is Nzinga, NZINGACAC at hotmail.com. But if you call me, I'll send you to the email.
Do you by chance have a website?
We do. We do. The website is NzingaCAC.com.
Okay. So got all these ways to reach you, so
Yes.
get ready.
That's right. That's right. I'm ready.
I know that you mentioned before that you have all volunteers are not being compensated for the work that they're doing.
Yes.
I'm sure you're open to donations. If you had a wish list for donations for people to donate stuff to you, what are some of the things you would like to have?
One of the things we would love to have, I mentioned earlier that I work at Bruns Academy, and Bruns Academy is one of the 11 Project Lift schools. And it's on the Betty's Ford Road area, and I would love to be able to bring my center to that area so that we could serve some of the children from Bruns as well as the children that, so my biggest, if I were to say my biggest wish list, it would be a space, maybe a home. If someone has a home that they'd like to donate, it would be a space. We also need supplies. We would love to have any instruments because we teach the children music. So instruments, and we always take cash donations if anyone's interested in cash donations. So I would say instruments, a space. We could always use throw rugs, places where the children can sit, and things like. And it's on. There's a list actually on the website.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a wish list on the website that people can go to and see.
Okay, Marina, we've talked about so many things about your center.
Yes.
And it sounds like you're doing a lot of great work there.
Thank you.
Can you share with us a few success stories from your center?
I would like to share two of my favorite success stories. My first I'd like to share is we have a teenager who, when she first came to us, her only aspiration was, and not to say that anything's wrong with it, but she wanted to do hair. But this young lady loves to eat. And so one of the things we did was we asked her, had you ever thought about being maybe a chef? Or had you thought about maybe writing for a magazine and traveling the world to sample culinary, foods?
Sounds like a great job.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yes. So I think she's probably one of my favorite success stories, because now when we see her, that's what she talks about. She talks about exploring, when she goes off to college, exploring becoming a chef or writing for a magazine. So just to see her horizons broaden was one of my success stories. And then the other, it's close and personal to my heart, is my daughter, Amani. She started her own T-shirt line, and I'm actually wearing one of her T-shirts.
Okay.
It's called On My Queen Behavior. And the idea behind that is just teaching young girls, women, whomever of color, that we are queens and that we should carry ourselves appropriately.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So what would, if I were to sum it up in just a couple words, your center, what would you say would be your mission or your lasting thoughts about your center?
I would say our mission is to, I always tell my friends, my children, you're not allowed to play small in my space. That the world gives you enough places where you can shrink and be small and maybe hide behind a mask. But in my space, all your gifts and talents and anything that you think you want to do or you want to dream, this space is a place where you can dream as big as you can dream. And then I always give honor to God for the idea, the vision, and for the ability to be able to carry it out.
Wow, you are doing some great work, Marina.
Thank you.
I am so glad you came on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Share this with us.
This has been fun. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my show, A Better You, here on Public Access 21, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.